How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So as you can tell by the title, my main fish, my fish that I was really focused on growing out, passed away this weekend. So I'll just bring you back a couple weeks ago when I started to see a little bit of symptoms for its death. This all started the week that I published the goldfish video. This is actually when the Payara stopped eating and it was running into walls. The Payara isn't really in a smallish tank, but there was decor in the aquarium. So I figured that the Payara was running into the wood. So that same day I took out all of the wood except for the flat ones that have plants attached to it. Pretty much clearing up as much space as possible so it has enough room to roam around. So the thing with the Payara is it's very sensitive to medication. So the best thing you can do for them is just to do water changes, making sure the water is clean. So right after I took the wood out, I instantly did a water change as well. Did a 40% water change and kind of flushed out my sump a little bit, but nothing too crazy. Just normal weekly thing, but I just did it a little earlier. And then I went ahead and got to feeding. So everyone else in the aquarium's eating except for this Payara. I thought the fish wasn't eating because of its teeth. So I went ahead and waited a little bit longer and started feeding a little more and still not eating. So I'm continuously waiting for this tooth to heal. And right when the tooth healed up, perfectly fine, everything was good, this happened. So this past weekend, I was actually on my way out of the house in the morning. I walked into the garage and I noticed that there was a fish upside down. I went ahead and turned on all the lights just to find out that it was my Payara. I had to leave the house, so I had to figure out what to do. So I went ahead, netted up the Payara, and pretty much just searching the fish for any external damage. The fins were completely perfect. The scales were completely perfect. And the only damage that there was on the face. And the eyes did get a little hazy, so thinking that it's just a concussion. So with these open water predators, it's very common for them to freak out and smash into glass. So that does explain the reason why a lot of people that keep open water predators like the Payara and the African tigerfish keep these fish in bare bottom aquariums with zero to no decoration at all. But just to be fair, I don't think mine ran into the wood, because the thing is, the wood that was in my aquarium was fairly light. I think what happened was the fish freaked out and smashed into the side of the aquarium and pretty much just damaging his brain and causing him to die. The death wasn't instant. When I saw him in the morning, he was still breathing. I put him in a little floating breeder box just because he was kind of floating around the aquarium. I didn't want him to get sucked up on the bulkhead or bumped around by all the other fish that's in there, and pretty much wanted to check up on him when I came back. At that point, there was nothing really much I could do, so I just kind of waited it out. By the time I got home, it already passed, and it was pretty much game over from there. So after the fish passed, I took him out, put him on a little white surface, just so I can snap pictures and record some videos of it before I bury it. Although there's definitely nothing wrong with this, but I'm not really the type that would cut my pet open and inspect it and check it out. I just kind of like let it go and pass away. The Payara's death does affect this channel a lot, being that it was my main fish, my main focus for this channel. Pretty much forced to kind of change absolutely everything around, and that's exactly what happened. But now with the Payara gone, I don't really have any fish to worry about. All my fish are very rugged. The Payara was very skittish. The Payara was very picky when it comes to food. All that's left now is all my very rugged fish, my bikers, a wolf, the anabis. And I'm pretty much open to doing whatever I want with this tank. So if you can't really tell on the corner of your screen, there's new additions to that tank. I've added my Enlid cherries back into the garage tank, and now all four of my bikers are all together and everyone's doing fine. So in the meantime, I'm going to be focusing on all the fish that I currently have, and I'm not going to be buying any new fish anytime soon. A big combo that I wanted to do was get all my bikers back in one system. As you can see, a little bit of a glimpse on the corner side of the screen. You might be able to see one of them swimming right there. So even though the Enlis and the Laps are captive bred, I don't want to be adding any more fish into this tank. There's not that much activity when they're just kind of idle, but when they're hungry, they're all kind of swimming and it looks pretty crazy. So I want to give them as much room as possible. Plus the wolf that's in that tank is pretty old, so I'd rather have less traffic in there so it can kind of chill. So let me go ahead and bring you guys closer to the tank so I can show you guys what's going on. So yeah, this is what the tank looks like now. What we currently have in here is 2 Polypterus laps and 2 Polypterus enlataries. All 4 of them are captive bred. I have 1 Anabis and 1 Erythrunus in here as well. As you can see how my laps kind of just swimming around. When they're all hungry, they all do that, so it looks pretty crazy. So it's nice seeing them calm and just kind of laying low. But as for right now, they're doing pretty good. Just did another water change after the Payara passed. These are my 2 laps. They pretty much grew up together. Actually, all 4 of them grew up together. My 2 Enlees and my 2 laps. But these 2 kind of grew the slowest, and this one in particular grew very slow. But yeah, out of all of the bikers, my laps are the most active. My Enlees just like to sit in the back and not do anything. Kind of just chill. So I'm glad that these 2 are here. They're very active and they bring a lot of life into this tank. So this one's my most aggressive enlatary. I think is the alpha of this group. Fins are perfect. Have never been attacked. It's a very nice color and pretty much the aggressor of this group. So this Enlee right here is my biggest out of the group, but surprisingly enough, he's not the aggressor and he's not the alpha. Just very big, docile. It doesn't attack anybody, and pretty much my biggest fish in this tank and my chillest. Not a picky eater. He'll eat whatever I give him, and very good fish. Oh, and if you can notice, I took off the black film that was on the sides of the aquarium, and the main reason why I had that in the tank is because for the Payara, it keeps them calm. Whenever the sides are blacked out, the fish aren't as scared because all they have to do is worry about what's in front of them and not what's on the sides. I just have to spend some time kind of rubbing off this algae because I haven't cleaned that specific spot in a while. Hopefully I'll be able to grow out these polys so they fill up the bottom of this tank fairly nice. I'm not going to be packing any more polys in here just because I feel like when they grow out a little bit, they're not going to have enough room. So as for right now, I think they're pretty good. And yeah, I'll definitely keep you guys updated. I didn't really know how to make this video because I never really recorded a fish's death before. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. And peace, guys.